Hello YouTube, Damer_23 here. Welcome back to the Youth Only Challenge. It is episode 36 and it is going to be a monster episode because we have got transfer business to talk about on the first when we get there. We have got election drama and there's a reason why I want to speak about that because it's not something that you normally mention. We are going to have a look at the club's new vision. Hopefully it's a different vision. And then obviously we're going to talk about the squad, how it looks, and recap the games to start the season. We have Dortmund on the opening day, so do expect to lose on the opening day. Anyhow, there's a reason why we're here. I don't like Richard. The boys don't like Richard. The Twitch chat doesn't like Richard. And the club doesn't like Richard. Richard was favoured to stay for presidency this season for the third or fourth consecutive year. Now, the main reason we don't like Richard, there's an episode back about 10 episodes or so ago called, I'm an Aussie, so I'm going to swear, and if YouTube monetize this, I don't care. Fuck Richard. I think we said the board fucks me over was the name of the episode, right? Richard sold Patrick on deadline day, wouldn't let me consult with him to get a better deal, at least, and we lost him for 34 million, and this is as good as Patrick looks now if we go to Bayro 4, who wants a bid for artist, but that's a different story. Game having a bit of a moment, so maybe I'll just go into the league and Bayro 4. Bayro 4, there we go. Right, and we go to Patrick. He's not in the best players anymore, but Patrick. Where are you, Patty? There we go. Patrick. Deadline day, 4 hours to go. Club captain, star man. They want me to start the league, and they said, you know what, 34 mil is too much. It wasn't even over up front. It was like over clauses. They're still paying me money for it. I get 30% of profit, what he goes on for, which it looks like there's going to be a bit of profit. If they let me negotiate, I would have got 60 mil, guaranteed, considering I just got 50 mil for Graham O'Shea. I'm pretty good at when it comes to transfer business on Football Manager. More importantly, you're gone and take the club captain out of a team that needs to stay up. We could have still had this guy play in the middle of our park. So Richard really screwed us. So the day has been coming. We've been saying it for the last few years. Please get voted out. Please get voted out. Please get voted out. You guys have saw the club vision at the end of seasons. It's about a monster long, about buying people from the lower levels and spending the budget and, then playing with defensive football but pressing football and scoring from every set piece and all that sort of stuff. It's like, mate, you'd literally just gone, I can click this, and this. So I'm hoping the new message is good. Freebie has won the election. Richard is gone. There is new life in the club. Thank God. And hopefully we can finally get some more, more staff. For people that don't know but watch the streams, I've been asking for from seven to get to 8 coaches. And it looks like he's come in and said, yeah, have an 8th coach. Merciful. Club vision. I'm going to negotiate. Come on, be good with me here. They haven't added anything else in, which is good. DFB, Pockle, work reviewing, contract, sell players for profit, spend the original transfer budget. I want to get rid of these. Were you pleased with the progress towards the initial club vision? Can I not negotiate it? Alright, here we go. I want to get rid of sign people from the lower game because that's not what we do here. Pressing high tempo, we can't get rid of, that's fine, right? I wouldn't mind getting rid of the most of set pieces because we don't score enough of them, but if that means so be it. I'll leave the rest, but more importantly, spend the original transfer budget does nothing for us. Suggest. Right, can we at least get rid of that one? And that one. Alright, they got rid of the spend the budget, but they want to sign people from the lower domestics. I'm not going to piss them off. We got rid of one of them. Spend the transfer budget. I just said yes to that. Okay, we're in agreement. Okay, good. I thought they were still getting angry at that. Just continue on for a day. Make sure I'm not getting sacked here. We're not getting sacked. Okay, good. Save the game. Alright, so Richard's gone. We got the first coming up, and we're obviously going to go through transfers. That was a bit hairy, boys. But, yeah, look, I didn't want to spend the transfer budget. It sounds a bit weird. Why, Damien, you don't want to spend the transfer budget? You've got 35 mil to spend. It's more the fact that I've got a first-team centre-back coming in, and I've got guys that are, that's coming in 6 months. We know about Rosario, right? But I've got other guys that I've spent money on that I want to show you. Lastly I did that on purpose because I knew that we had 60, 70 million in the budget from Graham O'Shea, and I wanted to use that money to spend into the club, so that when we got this new transfer budget, it was more the fact that if that world-class wonder kid comes out that is 4-star at 17 years of age and they have a 30 mil release fee, I can pop it off. But unless that happens, I actually want the money to stay in the club so we can expand the stadium, get the world-class facilities. We're not just there. We're not there yet. We are a world-class team of developing talent, but if we got world-class facilities, we'd be even better, right? And I want to build the club like that. I want a long-term vision, you know. I want to get the club to expand the stadium, which they're already doing, because they said yes to that before. That was part of their plan when it was at the end of the season, so that's going on. You know, I want to expand all the stadiums and that. That's going to cost some money. You know, we've got 113 million in the club in terms of finances. If they want me to go spend 30, 40 million on that on players we do not need, then yeah. And you've got to remember, they're saying that because they want me to go bring in 22, 23-year-olds that are like about to be in their prime that are going to be really good. We're not that club. We're a youth challenge. I'm buying 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 18-year-olds, and unless they're absolutely class, and there is actually a couple of guys we spent about 20 million on, right, that you're going to see in a day and a half's time when we come back, I don't need to spend that. You know, I've got a guy coming in from Spain that, you know, I've just set a deal with him. And, you know, it's going to cost me 4 mil and he could become really good. But if that's going to cost me 4 mil for guys like that at 17, I'm not going to spend the budget unless I sign about 10 to 15 guys. And we don't need that because we have a core of guys that I've been building around and the club doesn't understand it. So to get rid of at least that club vision of spending the budget is huge for me because I'm like, yeah. And like, I know they get upset at me not signing people from the lower divisions every time. We're not that club. We are not that club. We're a club that promotes our own youth and buys other, you know, younger kids to develop, to become homegrown that are our youth. That doesn't mean you go buy guys that are 24, 25, 26, 27 down the lower ends that could play up. It more means that, you know, we pick and choose the talent that we want. So I don't like when the board is telling me that I have to do all this stuff. But to get rid of the not spend the budget thing, fantastic. And look, set pieces, so be it. The fact we got it dissatisfied was ridiculous because we scored 3 goals in 2 games at the end of the season from set pieces. And like the rest I think I could do. Like we had a good year, we can do that one as well. So it's not too bad. But a new club vision, a new president. Richard's gone. And I'm going to swear again. Thank fuck for that. We can put the Patrick stuff behind us. We can get in a new coach to improve the coaching team here. And hopefully now that we don't have to spend the transfer budget, I can now pour more money into getting the facilities done, get them up to that world-class standard, which we're not even at yet, and we produce this much good talent, and continue moving the club forward in the way that I envision in a youth challenge, not in the way the board want me to spend the budget on guys that are about 22, 23 years of age and, you know, approaching their prime growth spurt sort of. This is when we stop growing, we start hitting our prime sort of level. Next time we see each other on YouTube, in just a second, be the 1st of January, we're going to recap transfers, who's coming in, anyone that's left, obviously, or we're planning on selling, all that sort of drama as well. And then obviously talk about a couple of the guys that are coming in a little later in the season. And then we'll get into some game recaps towards the end of the episode and see how we started in the league. Welcome back, YouTube. Here we go. It is the 1st of July. We've got guys that have officially joined. We've got guys joining when they turn 18 that we need to speak about. One is next window, which is Rosario, you know, and one actually joins before the season actually starts, which is even better. I am, however, going to scroll down just a little bit here and actually go to the end of the 30th where Morales and Jeppe Hansen have unfortunately left the club. Jeppe is what you deem to be the next world-class box-to-box ball-winning midfielder in world football. He's only a squad player here at Bayern, but he's worth a whopping 94 million at the top end there. As you can see, when we make him offer to loan him out, we're now a division rival with Bayern, and you can see that Morales is also in the same boat. He's a bit younger, so he does have that little bit more potential, or, you know, is in that potential is not set in stone at 20. What a player, though, and like, yet again, same here, you know, loan offer here, can't do it because Bayern sees me as a division rival, which is a good thing, and like we are rivals to him. But, you know, we're never going to get him back until Bayern decides to sell. I'm hoping that one day I'll have all the money in the world because we just have a world-class regions that were sold on for big mega money, and, you know, Morales and Jeppe come back to us to win us a title in 10 years' time in the Champions League and all that sort of stuff. Ortega could leave. I wouldn't be against this, by the way, but I'll try and get a bit more money here. He's one of those ones that I wish hit that development a bit more, you know, if you look at him, because he is very good at what he does. But for me, the fact that he's decided to come from a star player down to regular starters, happy playing off the bench, he is my perfect super sub. You know, compared to like Zeddy, who's not 100% ready, this guy's got good finishing, good first touch, good technique, good pace. And I know that I can start him in a game when you need to rotate, he's going to do well, and I know I can put him off the bench to maybe run at people. He's never had the standout year, he's never had the most clinical of years, etc., etc. Probably really that first season in the second Bundesliga. But as a bench player, you always feel like he gets you in the game. So, you know, that's one that I'm not here to really talk about as well. You know, we got people, Barrow 4 in there for They've offered me a player who's 19, so I'm not taking that. I want to sell. I don't want to sell Damiami. Napoli are now interested, and Napoli have a. I would imagine Napoli have Champions League football, which they do. That kind of worries me. Wow, you're good. Who are you? 18? You're not that great. He's not bad, but he's not that great. I'm going to just straight out reject this, and I am going to try for the third time to see what the contract looks like for Damiami. He wants to be a star player, but he's changed his tune here. 15. Okay, so we could offer a little bit more. I'm going to have to take this. Reason why I'm going to have to take this is the fact that, like, at least then we've made Napoli pay a little bit more. I'm a bit stuck because there's nothing else I can really do. Like, I'm going to try and put an expiry date of 2032 on the 30th on there because that's the earliest expiry date I can make it. I can either go to 2030, and just set it like that. And he's happy. Yeah, great. And just pray and hope we get through this window. But I can't wait now. The fact that Napoli are here, Napoli could make a 15 mil bid like tomorrow and we just lose him because there's no way he stays to me over Napoli, right? So I've got to put my bid in now. I was hoping that every time we wait that little bit longer, you do what Artis did to me. Artis a month ago wanted only a 30, 25 mil release fee. And then, 2 weeks down the line, he's like, yeah, whatever release fee you want to put in is fine. And I put 175 mil. He said, yeah, deal. So he's going to stay here forever and ever and ever now, right? Now that doesn't work. I don't know. We're not going to let Liam go on loan. We're going to sell Liam. He just hasn't really grown. He's a good little footballer for us at homegrown, but I am just going to let him fly off the coop and, go. All right, so we've got a few kids to talk about. We have got a couple wonder kids. We're going to save them to the end. Abedi Sisto is a guy that I cannot believe, according to the game, does have no potential. I look at this guy, the 18-year-old Senegalese, and I'm like, mate, you're mentally and technically really good. Like, how does the game not rate you? You got 19 teamwork, 13 vision, 15 work rate, 16 technique. You make 15 determination, decently brave, good first touch, can head, which is a bit interesting for a young kid. I look at him and go, all those stats apart from decision making could hit 15, which makes you an outstanding attacking mid on support, or on attack, sorry, or an attacking mid on support or attack. Like, for me, he's like next level. According to the game, he's not. Sometimes you just need to see people for the stats that they have and not for what the game recommends. He must have been in like really poor form, which he's not, which makes no sense. What I think was going to happen here, he's going to come. I'm going to register him in the squad, right? Drop him down to 19s. And I reckon because he's playing in our facilities, he's going to go, all of a sudden he's going to go to 2.5 star with like 3.5 star potential, which is Bundesliga potential. And then he's going to be a guy that goes to 3 star with 4 star potential. And then at the end of all that, he'll be, a Bundesliga sort of level. I kind of look at him going, mate, I could play off the bench. He could do a job for me, the Senegalese under 20 player. We signed him at 16 and he was very similar to this. So he hasn't grown too much, but yeah. Hopefully his good form can continue. I think it will. We are going to go next to Triyaki. Now, this guy was a bit of a Triyaki is a bit of a interesting story of the Colombian. So the Colombian came up in a scout that you guys, I think, saw at the end of last episode because we wanted a new left back. And I did on stream go for an extensive scout. We couldn't find anyone. He was kind of the best one of the lot. He was wanted by Milan, and we put a 1.1 mil bid in, which was his release fee. And then Lyon came in, and we gave up all hope of getting him because we've been beaten a few times by clubs in bigger, reputational, not saying reputational divisions because between us and the French league, not much. But clubs with bigger history, more modern history, have ousted us to a few players in the save. I had no hope of getting him. I offered him like 30k a week or 20k a week, 20.5, there you go. And he actually turned around and said, yes. Now, this guy at left back, I think, has the potential to become one of the best left backs in world football, A. But secondly, more importantly, he's more aggressive going forward than Finson. And lastly, he could also be a very good backup player to actually Nathan Lamb, who's going really well. But you look at him and you go, mate, you're quick and you actually like to get forward. You've got good work rate, good technique. He can actually defend semi-decently, but he's got decent crossing and dribbling that's going to develop. And unlike Finson, who's not really developed, didn't get an assist all last season, we've got a guy that I think can bomb on and be a very good left back for us. When you're speaking about left back, though, we've known we haven't had the best right back. You guys know that Martin Aguirre, even though he was a next-gen guy, not particularly great, right? I needed a right back. This guy came up in the next gen list last season. He came up in the next gen list again this season. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to one of our biggest signings we made on the save, Danny Lovett. And he's coming in to play fullback on attack. He is next level. When I mean next level, I mean this guy could potentially become the best ever right back I've ever used in Football Manager. We had a guy called Johnny Razza, and even Johnny Razza wasn't even this good going forward at this age. And Johnny Razza was incredible at going forward because he was also a natural centre mid. Danny Lovett is a natural winger, but loves playing back a line. We've got him from Fulham because Fulham were in the championship. They took 19 mil, only a couple more mil to make it 21 mil, but makes us one of our most expensive signings that we've ever made in the save. Just look at him as a fullback on attack. Like, let him just go and bomb on. Natural crosser, good dribbling, great first touch, passing master, got decent tackling at 12, technique, mentally very switched on. The only thing he doesn't have is probably the marking and the off the ball defensively to do a job. I'm kind of just, though, at the stage of my fullbacks where I'm like, I don't care what you do defensively. I'm more worried about what you do going forward. We're going to probably ship goals, but if you can bomb on and get me assists, do it. And this guy can. So I expect this guy to get about 10 to 14 assists a season, even from 18. And the fact that he's 4-star at 18 and has got that potential to even grow even further, just, yeah, I think this guy's going to be unbelievable. What a wonder kid. Decently quick. He's going to only become quicker. He's got to have the mentals, the physicals, and the technicals to be an absolute outstanding little fullback. And before I forget, got to just put him on defensive positioning and learn to play right back a little bit more naturally, because that would be really nice for me. Anyhow, Danny Lovett, ladies and gentlemen. Next was Carlos Hernandez, and everybody knows what happened with Carlos Hernandez. If you're in stream, if you ever want to watch about, links down below. Come follow us live on Twitch, where you will see all the decision making when it comes to players, games, etc. Carlos Hernandez was offered to me in a scout report, and when I clicked on him, Liverpool and PSG were the two teams interested. I was like, okay, Mexican, never played before, 18 years of age. Yeah, you know, all right, I'll give him a look. And then looked at his stats and said, apart from the fact that he has no real flair, he's very good. So yeah, he is very, very, very good. He makes me change my system for a reason. We have mentioned this in a previous episode, but I'm going to mention it again. He is unbelievable. He wanted to come in as an important player, playing as an attacking mid, not back a line as a right mid, which is fantastic. And he's just class. He's just world class. Like, in the meantime, this transitional page from when he's finishing up when Mexico to come to me here, he's actually been called up to Mexico and played and scored. Kind of shows at 18 he's very good. The fact that Liverpool and PSG didn't make a bid makes me just tell you straight away, there's a guy you really want, do your deals in March. Because Danny Lovett and Hernandez deals were both done in March, and they were absolutely unbelievable. He had a very good time at Pumas, and I think this guy's going to be incredible. Now, there is something else I want to really note here. If I go to my next gen list, Artis Margets won it last season, right? There's 3 guys. Hernandez and Lovett make it 5 guys of the top 10 last season next gen kids that are here officially. And make it 6 because Alcides is on his way as well at centre back. That is correct. We have gone big. 13 mil, minimum release fee to foreign clubs, and we've gone in and said straight away when he came through on the scout report, we didn't even wait for one. We're just like, yeah, come on in. You get to see rating because, it takes in the analysis report and he hasn't played too much, but he's unreal. Him and Rosario are going to be at the back, boys. 6'2", 16 determination, physicals of a god. Reminds me of like Andrea Papetti, the Italian, that grows into a monster. Reminds me a lot of him. 16 natural passing at 17. This guy is the definition of a ball-playing defender, and I cannot wait to use him, and I think he's going to be fantastic. He joins at the end of the month on his birthday, which is the 31st, which is fantastic. Him and then Oscar Rosario, when he joins in 6 months' time, are going to be your new 2 centre-backs. That is pretty incredible. That is pretty next level. Those 2 centre-backs, if they stay here for 10 years, are going to win me a Bundesliga and a Champions League. I'm telling you that. We're going to have 2 of the best centre-backs you're ever going to see on Football Manager develop in front of your eyes. Unbelievable bit of business that we've done. It's absolutely incredible. And, you look at the team and you're like, oh my God, what are you doing with EH? We've just trained him to play centre mid on attack, and he actually quite likes it. Kisma's back from his broken foot. He can play on the left-hand side. And then you look at this team and you go, okay, what else have you done to it, Damien? And you just bring the players into the team and you go, Carlos Hernandez, inverted winger on the attack on that right side there. Aguirre comes out. I'll just do this because friendlies are coming up when you do that, and you go, Lovett's on that side there, and you're like, okay, not a problem, here you go, right? And then all of a sudden you go and you bring Tirak onto that side there, and you go and, yep, not a problem. You got Demi Ami now playing in the middle of the park in that Yeppy role, which is very good at. You got Dino playing in another, in his normal role as well. You're giving game time to Mamadou Silly till Oscar comes in. and he obviously got the other centre-back coming in on the 31st of Cetus. You know, you're all of a sudden looking at the team and you're going, you know, James is new club captain and pretty class. Kisma's learning the role and is developing really well until he broke his foot. And then I've literally got 4 guys that I think are just like that top tier. And for whatever reason, Artis has dropped down to 3 stars, and I think he's top tier as a goalkeeper as well. So you got like 5 guys that I think are top tier that are going to develop into world class. That's a pretty good spine to have. Hence why I didn't want the board to say blow your budget, because I look at that squad and I go, I keep that squad together for 5 years, 10 years. I'm winning the Bundesliga, I'm winning the DFB Pokal, and I'm sure as hell making an inroad into the Champions League. I'll see you guys at the end of the episode to recap how we started in the league. Who knows? Maybe we blow Dortmund out the water with all this. Do you rate the business? Who do you think the best player was of the lot? If I had to pick one, I think it's Danny Lovett. But in saying that, though, Alcides, Oscar Rosario, and of course Hernandez are all pretty good class. And you know what? Little old, I can't remember his name now, which is really, really, really bad. Sully could just be a fantastic little left back in the future as well. Let me know who you think your favourite is. Let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll be back in a second to recap what is going on at the start of this season. Welcome back, YouTube, to the end of episode 36. I'm a bit frazzled, a bit annoyed, but I feel like what I'm going to do is for episode 37 is I'm going to have a bit more of a chat about why I'm annoyed, what's going on, and our very poor start to the league this season. Considering that pre-season was so good, I was definitely hoping for a bit of a better start to have then gone about how we've done it and not won a game is quite annoying. I don't know what it is, but I just, in this save, I don't know why, but every time I bring in better players, better squad players, improve the squad to a point where I think it's a really good squad, we become worse. I don't know if that's a tactic or anything like that, but I do want to have a bit more of a tactical chat, but I want to leave that for episode 37. Here in episode 36, I said I was going to recap the start of the season. I'm just going to leave it with that we've not started well, and talk more about it in a second. I am, however, going to talk about a couple of guys that we have actually decided to sold. I have not done any more business. As you can see here, we have sold Ortega, and I'm going to use Christopher Zetti a little bit more this season. Main reason is I thought Ortega's obviously pretty good, but, I don't think he's, out of this world. Of course, as soon as I sold him, the scouts think, oh, yeah, he's fantastic. For me, it wasn't overly great. Never really was a first-team regular, and we've actually got good money for him too. Now, we've got 6.5 million, but 50% whatever he sells on for, so if he does well at Bristol Mönchengladbach, by all means, we do well. We sold Liam Hossian, and we sold Arnie as well for a bit of money too. So, you're in an interesting spot. Look, in terms of everything else that's going on here, we got 46 mil to spend if a player does become available. At 72 mil in the overall balance. Apart from the start of the season, everything else is good. The squad for me is still a fantastic squad. Season preview was predicting us in 12th spot. Still is, and still reckons that's what we're going to do. I am definitely going against what that says, that's for sure, in terms of that team lineup and maybe what we do. But that is what it is, and we'll have a bit more of a chat about exactly what I think I'm going to do tactically and why I'm going to do it. The only thing I am going to lastly mention is against Dortmund, we conceded 2 set pieces, and against Frankfurt, we conceded another 2 set pieces, including a 90th minute one to concede to lose. So, considering we conceded 14 corners last season, I've already conceded 4 to 5 set pieces worth of goals, couple corners, couple free kicks, and a penalty in 5 games. So, in 3 games. So, do the math. It's already started again this year. I'm still optimistic that we can have a turn of form, and there is a reason why I'm optimistic to that. I will explain that next episode. And I still am gunning down, as much as it sounds ludicrous, especially after this poor of a start. I still think that for the good of the save, this is your 3rd season here. You've established yourself as a Bundesliga club. We need European football this season. If that's through the cup and winning the cup, or if that's through finishing top 6 in the league, that is the goal for me personally this season. That is a lot of pressure to put on a team that has an average age of, was 19 last season. I've made a couple younger signings, so it still is 19. I don't care. It needs to be done. If I want Real for you to stay long term, we need to be playing European football. From Dame and everybody else here, that's going to be that episode. Links down below to come watch me live on Twitch. You do get a lot more rage on Twitch if that's your thing. We just did rage quit the stream, obviously, as well, because I'm not currently live. So I thought I would end the window and film this little bit. But yeah, that is me done and dusted. and I will be back with episode 37, which will probably actually start on the 1st of September. So I'm going to end this part here and literally film episode 37. So you want to see that, because I am going to talk tactically. I am going to talk about something that I am a little bit more passionate about than most FM content creators and probably most of the FM population. And then have a bit more of a chat about a few other things as well, and then really see how we go in the future with the decision I am going to make. Anyway, from Damon, everybody else here, I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.